compassion, out of concern, out of love, out of sympathy for human race. We are the society, you are the society, and we need to do better for the society. That is why this show is baited. And of course, we bring in interesting and people that are going to enlighten us the more in diverse areas. And we have been doing this, and I know you've been enjoying it. And thank you again for joining us this beautiful morning. I remain your humble host, Madam Chi. Viewer is a beautiful platform for us to be heard, to be seen, has given us the visibility to go to different walks of life. And you are out there listening, you are out there watching, you are out there. Maybe you watch it later. Don't forget to contribute to your quarter to the society. We are all open for any kind of assistance you want to render on the show. And today I won't be doing it alone. I have an amazing personality with me here in the studio. We'll go on quick break. When we come back, when we return from that break, we're going to be introducing our guest. Of course, it's a face that is popular. You know him, I know him, and we're going to know him better in case you just see him for the first time. We'll be going on a quick break, and when we get back from this break, of course, we'll be unveiling our guest for today. Don't touch the mic. We'll be right back. Maybe you just join us. This is the society, and Viewer is a beautiful platform for us to gain the visibility we actually need. And today I have an amazing person in the studio here with me. Like I said before we went for that break, you might know him, you might not know him, but this is another opportunity for you to know him better. Welcome. Let's put the hands together. Let the drum begin to beat. Let the sound roll. Let's make some noise as we welcome Mr. Biodu Ajimobi, aka Imole Ayo. That is the light. You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, Madam Chi. Thank you for having me on this wonderful show.
You're welcome, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Just a quick rundown of who you are, sir.
Okay. Good day to all our listeners all over the world. My names are Ajimobi Biodu Imole Ayo, and people call me Ayofia as well. That wasn't the gift to me while I was in Ibadan, and some people call me Diamond probably because of my brand name and all of that. So any one of them you call me, it's actually acceptable by me.
So anyone you want to call him Diamond, you want to call him Imole, you want to call him Build, any of the above is actually good. Okay, sir. A quick one. You have a brand.
Yeah.
You represent a brand,
Yeah.
which is Diamond Light Creative World. I want a quick dive into Diamond Light Creative World.
All right, thank you, Madam Chi. Diamond Light Creative World is just 5 years. This is a brand that's 5 years. We clocked 5 years on March 27, 2023. So this is a brand that is into entertainment, and not just entertainment. We're here to make a difference, and we are into talent management. We're into organizing of events. We have our own comedy show which is called Diamond Lights and Love, which we just did in the month of September 2nd to be precise. So Diamond Light Creative World is not just a brand that is just coming to the entertainment industry just to fill the numbers of brands. We're here to make difference, and we're here to give platforms to the younger generations for them to be seen and for them to perform as well.
Okay. We're going to be relating your brand. You say you nurture talents, you discover talent, you nurture them and bring them into limelight. So we're going to be linking your brand, what you do, to our topic for today. And ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be talking about Godfatherism and the society. Is it actually helpful to the society? Is it actually healthy to the society? Or has it destroyed the society the more. So that is why we have him on the show. But before then, I want to quickly ask, in Diamond Light Creative World, your years in the industry, your years in the field, have you been able to discover, have you been able to nurture any artists or any talents to the global level?
Yeah, we've actually been able to do that. Officially, we can say in Diamond Light Creative World, we have our own official talents that we actually discovered and we're actually growing, and that is talking about Quash and Alingo. That's officially. And apart from that, like I said, we create platform for the younger generations for them to perform. We've been able to support and help people like Talented, Ife Sings, or Kingin, and a whole lot of people like that. Because one thing that is always at the back of our mind is that whenever we want to organize any event, we want to try as much as possible to accommodate a whole lot of people. And that was one of the reasons why the last just concluded Diamond Light and Love, we gave opportunity for dancers to come from different parts of Nigeria, for them to come showcase their talent. Not just one dancer, but different kind of dancers, just to be able to accommodate them, for them to showcase their talent. And that's just what Diamond Light and Love is all about. So we've been able to produce a lot of talent, but officially we can say Quash and Alingo.
So officially, but others that came into your brand, you've actually helped them.
Yeah,
maybe give them a platform to be seen and to be known. Okay, let's link it now to Godfatherism.
Okay.
Because as it stands now, you are a godfather to some set of people.
Let me say so.
No. It's not if I say so. Okay, before then, let me say, how healthy is, or how has Diamond Light Creative World given back to the society? Before we come to that Godfatherism.
Okay.
How, because we're talking about the society. The society is you and I. And we're talking about how to better it, to make it healthier for younger generation to come on board. So how has Diamond Light Creative World given or been a plus to the society?
All right, thank you, Madam Chi. Diamond Light Creative World had always been a plus to the society, and let me just say this officially on video right now. We're coming up with a project which is called Project Light, and this project is just all about going to schools and discovering talents, and not just to discover these talents. We want to try as much as possible to help them to further their education. Probably you're having challenges with your education, or our brand will try as much as possible to push you forward, not letting your education stop while we still grow your talent at the same time. So in different ways, in our own little way, we've been able to support and be a plus to the society by picking talent on the street and give them a platform, and letting them know that if you can be loyal and diligent and consistent with what you're doing, you can be a positive and a good influence in the society. So I feel in our own field, which is entertainment, we try as much as possible to give, like I would say something that if you ask some other event planners and all of that, a lot of artists do pay to perform in their shows. The artists pay to perform in their show, but we don't do that. As a matter of fact, we are the one that ever pay the artists. I would rather make even my own talents, tell them that, say, guy, don't worry, you have to pay these people, because that was our mandate right from the day one. We have some of them that will say no. We say no. At even if it's 2,000 naira, just take 2,000 naira as well. So that is our own part in making the society a better place.
So you've actually contributed your own quarter, and that is what is expected from you. That is what is expected from me. We ought to be a plus in our own little way to the society. And this project at hand, I will tell you, is a very big project, and it's also a good one. You know why? So many people have dropped out of school because they don't have the capacity to forge ahead. And most of these people, their talent, their gift is attached to education. So in all ramifications, you have been stuck. Your talent will not be accomplished, your gift will not be seen, and you don't have the education because of the capacity that you are incapacitated to get to your point. So it's a very good project. And then Godfatherism into this. See, the thing is that you are a godfather. It's not I said so. There are people you are nurturing. There are people you've nurtured. There are people, because when you talk about Godfatherism, is a norms. It's not just about entertainment industry. It's not about the political sector. It's in all sector. It's in all sector. They say a form of political corruption in which an influential individual handpicks others, often less influential, to attain a leadership height or a limelight. So you are that figure in their life. How's Godfatherism been a plus to our society, or has it helped destroy the society, sir?
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. Like I would always say, there are always two sides to the coin. There are always the positive side and the negative side of everything that one does in life. So one way or the other, we can say Godfatherism has actually been a plus to our society, and on the other way around, we can actually say Godfatherism had actually played its own negative influence in our society as well. But one thing I would always say is that for every man to rise, you need another man to pull you up. So it now depends on the hand you fall into. That is the big question now. So everybody needs a push, everybody needs a ladder, everybody needs a shoulder to rise on. Because the journey that it will take you 5 years, with a shoulder it can take you 1 year. And when you don't have a shoulder to ride on or to lean on, it can take you 5-10 years. So that is why I would say Godfatherism has actually played its own positive role in our society, and also it has also played its own negative role in the society as well.
And this Godfatherism has been in existence since 1950. It has been there. It has been there. We'll be going on a quick break, of course, when we get back, because we'll be relating this Godfatherism issue to the recent case of our own artist, singer Mohbad. When we get back from that break, we'll be going deeper into it. Don't forget to drop your conversation, your thoughts, your opinion on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's at View Radio, Instagram, View Radio, YouTube, View Radio, even on TikTok, we are there. Drop your comment, drop your question, drop your opinion. Definitely, we will get back to you. Don't touch the dial. We'll be right back.
Street View.
View Radio family, good View Radio fans, you know how we do right here. We are on the street today, and this is Street View.
The garage is the capital in Ikorodu. If I may answer that question, that garage is the capital.
All right, you are welcome back from that break. Still on the society here on View Radio. Of course, we have an amazing guest in the house, and he has been doing justice to the topic Godfatherism and the society. Godfatherism and the society. Like I said before we went for that, we want to relate it to the case of Mohbad. We all know what is happening on social media since on Tuesday. So many people are accusing his once upon a time godfather, Naira Marley. We are not saying he's the one. I am not saying. I'm just a presenter, all right? So don't drag me. I'm just a presenter. So many people have been pointing accusing finger to his godfather because of the conflict they had and how he left, the record label. And one thing we also need to look at is is like my guest say, is both sides. You as a godson, did you play your role well? Then you as a godfather. The conflict arising from Godfatherism has become one of the greatest problems facing Nigerian politics, business, and entertainment sector, whereby the people holding the position become a sponge to his godfather, because he that paid the piper dictates the tune. He that pays the piper dictates the tune. So when these things are no more going the way you want out. So I want to ask now, sir. My question is, I am into this with you. You're my godfather. You dictate my movement. You say whatever you say is what I do. At what stage am I supposed to pull out? Am I supposed to wake up maybe because I am tired of the slavery? Let me use the word slavery, because we see that when you refuse to do their bidding, either they drop you, either they take you back to the trenches, or they take you back to the bottom where you belong for you to start afresh, or you will not be heard of again, like the case of Mohbad.
Okay.
We know how he started. We know last 2 years, last year he was bubbly. It was a name that everyone can reckon with. But all of a sudden, he died low. Probably because he wanted out. How does this play out? Is he a fault from the godson, or is it from the godfather?
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chi. Before I dive into this question, I want us to look at it from two different angles. That the angle of the Godfatherism and the angle of the godson as well. Because it's always not clear if you are just on one side and you're just blaming the other side. Not so, because sometimes you need to put yourself in the shoe before you know how it pains or how it pinches as well. Yeah. So now let's start with the angle of the Godfatherism. A lot of godfathers actually, I believe, let's even take the entertainment industry for example. There's always contracts. We have a contract that is between the boss and the signee and all of that. So let's say the godfather and the godson. So there's something that is binding us together. So in the process of me investing into you, putting all of my money into you, and at the point you just decide that you want to cut out of the contract that we had, I'm not going to take it easy with you. That is the truth, because nobody wants to invest in something and at the end of the day you won't get your dividends back. It also happens in the politics as well. The case of Tinubu and Ambode, whereby I spend a whole lot of money on you, and now for you to give me dividends, you're not telling me what. No, I will make sure that
impeached.
It wasn't. I will make sure that you don't live and you don't survive in that industry that you are. That is always the mentality. Now in the case of the godson as well, most of the let's talk about the entertainment industry. Most of these young artists, when signing contracts, I don't know, maybe they don't get the contract.
The terms and conditions, they don't.
We've seen cases of whereby labels have actually killed a lot of talents. Talk about Mehdi, talk about Cynthia Morgan, talk about Kelly Anson. This is not something that is just happening now. It happened during the case of Two-Face. During the case of Two-Face was just so gentle that he couldn't talk. He had to pay his due before he left. We've seen cases whereby artist wants to leave the record label and it becomes a tug of war that it has to go to court, and at the end of the day the artist doesn't do it again. I believe contract is one of the key things to all of this godfather and godson, because once the contract binds us together and the contract is not yet over, I think there's nothing that can be done between both parties. What is being stated in the contract has to be followed. In the case whereby it is not followed, that is where the fight, the power tussle, trying to eat you down, and that's when it comes into play. But I believe if everything works and everybody acts according to the contract plan, I don't think there will be any issue at all, because there's nothing you can use to hold me. If I'm signing 3 years with you, my 3 years is 3 years. After my 3 years is done, it is not left for me if I want to sign back or I don't want to sign back. So, but once you don't stay up to the 3 years, that is where the problem starts from. And I believe everybody have their own stories. We can only assume. We can't actually say this is what happened.
Yeah, we can actually say. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I want to drive this question again from what you just said. So many of them go into signing of this contract without even reading through, without knowing the terms and conditions. Will it work for you? Can you be patient? Or having a lawyer that will explain these things to you in details. Like they said, you're going to stay 10 years. Let me use a music industry for instance. You're supposed to stay 10 years, And then luckily for you, you in the first 2 years, you sang a song and it was a hit.
Now you feel
And you now
understand
you know you've blown, and you now think that I can't be under anybody again, because we have to look at it two ways as
Yeah.
well. I can't be under anybody again. I want to be free. Even this is not healthy for you.
No, not at all, because there's a contract.
There's something that someone I respect, someone will say without a backup you can't go up.
Nobody will.
So you've gotten the backup, and you now think you
doesn't
want
work
to
like that.
pull out. So they don't see to the end of their bargains again. They want to pull out because they've gotten the fame, they've been to the limelight, and they want to pull out, and this will bring a lot of tussle. But I want to ask now, in your own case, in these 5 years, have you have any related issue, or have you have any case to run or rub shoulders with any of your artists?
No, I don't. And as a matter of fact, I did tell them. In fact, I told them things that we've not even done. I told them things of the future. I told them now. I told them that there will be a time whereby I'll be holding my own program. Kwash, you'll be holding your own program. Alingo, you'll be holding your own program. At the end of the day, probably Alingo does his own February. Kwash did his own July. At the end of the day, the old Diamond Creative crew will now come together again and do our own December. That is the life that we should live. Live and let others live. Because it will even be a blessing when Alingo is making waves here, Kwash is making waves here, Imole is making waves here. By the time we now come together, that's a big force. That's the case of Maven's record. Every one of them that are doing well in their own circle. At the end of the year, they come together to organize a concert. Now imagine how that concert will be like. By the time Arasta brings our own fans, or Boy Spice brings his own fans, everybody brings their own. It's a sold out show already. So the thing is that the sky is too big for everybody to fly. So there should be no need for anybody pulling anybody down. That's just the truth, because the joy is to see your protege even do better than you. That's just the joy. But I feel a lot of people don't like to see that, because they see them as a threat. I don't see them as a threat. I told them that there will be a time that even in our school, you start teaching the younger ones. If I don't love them, if I don't have their own interests, I wouldn't be telling them all of this. So I don't think I have that. I don't think that can actually come into our, but I don't think so.
We thank God for that. Okay, so I want you to quickly advise this young generation. When we're talking about the society is me, I'm grown, is an elderly person, 50, 60, 80, is that teenage boy, is that child, is that youth. It all begins there. If we don't prepare, if we don't encourage, if we don't teach them, if we don't nurture them well, what we are seeing here will just be a tip of an eye, but we're going to see worst in the nearest future. So for someone that wants to go into contract, or wants to be signed, or want to be a God's son, let's start from the God's son, that want to be a God's son to somebody, what is that word you can drop for such person?
I think loyalty pays. Loyalty is one key word, because no matter how loyal you are to your Godfather, he will always want to push you. And aside from that, I would just encourage the younger ones out there, before going into anything or before signing into anything, have a purpose. Because there are some artists that any record label can sign them, and that is wrong. You just want to be under any record label. No, I think every record label cannot be your record label. There needs to be a pattern of somebody that you're looking onto. Okay, this is my pattern. I think my pattern will suit into this record label. I think that's where it starts from, because when the eagerness overshadows your passion and your purpose, you just put your hand into signing anything. I mean, they tell you that you'll be leaving the boys' quarter, you'll be washing our cars, you'll be doing all of these things, and you just put your hand into it. And by the time after 1 year or 2 years, you become somebody, you now want to say, no, I don't want to do that. It's not possible. So
thinking you are big.
Thinking you're big. So I would always say that be calm. Don't let your eagerness, don't let your anxiety overshadow your purpose or your plan. Always be calm, and always seek advice as well. And it's always good for you to have lawyers. It's very important, because there's some legal terms that they will use for you.
You don't even understand.
To you, it's normal. It's a normal English. But they've already said something, and or it's a very big word that can actually kill you. That can actually kill your career. So it's always good for you to have a lawyer that can go through it and explain to you in details. So I would always tell the younger ones, be calm, keep pushing, or be consistent with what you're doing. Don't give up on whatever you're doing, and always have a mentor, because you can't get there on your own. That's just the truth. Even if you're going to get there on your own, the journey is meant to take you 2 years, can take you 10 years on your own. But the thing is that, like we said, pray to be in the right hands. not
Pray
just
to be
not
in
just
the
so
right hand. So
pray to be in the
who
right
are the
hand.
right hand? The society is crying for the right hand. The society is craving for the right hand. So, sir, before I let you go, for the Godfathers that want to use the life out of this artist, out of these people, out of these less influential people that they picked from the street. You picked it from the street, you want to nurture him, but you want to use the life out of this person. Is it really what we want? Is it really how it should be? Or are they individual is it just individual differences? So what is that your word for, in case you're out there, this is your kind of Godfatherism? What is that word you have to drop for such people?
Okay, first of all, like I would always say, there is always a reason why some people do what they do. Which it
That's
is not,
crazy.
yeah, that's crazy, but we wouldn't justify that whatever case it is. But I would just like to say that you should always understand that there's always a turn for every king. You're a king now, there will be a time you won't be king anymore. And what about the time that you won't be king anymore, when you don't have power? Those are the times that we should think about. You're a godfather now on throne and you're making rules and all of that. There will be a time that you won't be on throne again. There will be another generation that will be on throne. So what happens to you at that particular time? So I'll just say that have a free flow life. Don't be rigid. Even though some young artists, some young talent can make the Godfathers, or they go to the extreme and do what, because after I gave you my hand to feed you and you bite me the
that
first
same
one,
hand.
I gave it to another person, you bite me second, I'll be like the third person and you care.
You now suffer for
Now you go
everything.
bite you. so but
Yeah,
nevertheless, we
that's
should try
another
to
thing.
always think about the future, about our children, about the society as well, because if we keep doing this, it won't be healthy for the younger generation. So live and let's live.
That is it.
Put them up and it will have a better society.
Live and let's live. Pull everybody up. You and I will have a better society. Thank you very much, sir, for
Thank you,
coming.
Madam Chief.
And I know that we'll be seeing more of you.
Definitely.
We'll be seeing more of you. Okay, thank you. Maybe you're out there, like I will always say, you have a story you want to share. You're being abused, you're being molested, you're going through stuff. You want the world to hear your story. You want the world to help you out. And probably you are shy to come to the camera. You can drop a mail on my personal email, madamchi@gmail.com, madamchi@gmail.com, or you can call number 08022414183. We are quickly wrapping up, and I want to leave you on this note. This is the society. Spread, share, and show love when you can. Give support when it matters the most. Find time for family and friends. Be concerned even when there is no reason to be. Stop minding your business and start minding our business. Hold hands, cry, pray, inspire, motivate, encourage, and celebrate each other, because memories is all that we take out of this life. Your time, your tears, love, had I know, sympathy means nothing anymore when the ball drops, that is dead. This is the time to show that love. This is the time to show concern. This is the time to mind our business, because you are the society. I am the society. The society needs you. The society needs me. In all of this, we're going to be getting a better society. A special thank you to View Radio for this beautiful platform given to us to be heard and to be seen. And to my amazing guests, thank you very much for
Thank you,
coming.
Madam Chief, for
We'll be
having
seeing
me.
more of you. And to my behind the scene men, thank you, Chukuli. Thank you, Vic James. God bless you, and do have a blessed week ahead.